Hello everybody, welcome to Red Tool House. Today we are going to take care of some storm damage that's kind of shut down the front portion of the homestead here. You can see this massive, beautiful red oak, unfortunately, gave up the ghost. It's part of the hillside here beside our driveway, fell over. No, I don't have an audience. Mom and Dad actually have gotten started on it. They're always early, so they got started. But we're going to jump in here. Got a crew coming, a bunch of young muscle. So we're going to hopefully take a big dent, take a big bite out of this, and get some wood chips, get some firewood, and maybe get some saw logs. We'll see. This may be too big to go in the mill. But come along. We'll make some sawdust. So this red oak was a huge red oak when we bought the farm 120 years ago. Yeah, 25 years ago. And it's kind of been a nice shade tree. I like the shade it was providing for this section of the pasture. But we had some really heavy winds the other day. And this just fell over in the middle of the day. I'd gone out for some meetings, came back, and there it is. And it blocked access to the workshop. The tree's actually been down about 5 days because we were actually going out of town that afternoon when it fell. So the boys stayed behind. If they needed to get to the workshop, then they could just take the side-by-side and go the back way. Couldn't take a vehicle, street vehicle, but you could take the side-by-side of the tractor and go back and forth. So we're trying to get all this taken care of. You can see from the drone shot just how big this is, but then also kind of the before drone shot that I shot just, goodness, I think it was just a week or two before, and you can see where that tree was and just how massive it is. When we get closer to the stump, I'll show you what kind of logs we're going to get out of this. Like I said, that my mill technically says 27 inch, but 25 is kind of pushing it. So we'll see what we end up with here. So the goal is, Dad's taking his pole saw here, and he's trying to get as many of the limbs down as possible. The boys are going to stack them up because we're going to chip those here in a bit. And the idea is to try to release as much tension, anything on the ground as possible. And then you can kind of see these two main beams. If we can get a lot of this removed, then I can come in with a bigger saw and drop those main beams and not worry about, a lot of weird kickoff or bounce back or anything. Do a belly cut so it doesn't split and come back on me. We'll document all that. Rejected. Yeah, we'll probably cut that to firewood later. Yeah, you just toss it over there, get it out of the way. Right. Yeah, that'd be good. This is nice having all this young muscle here. I feel like I could just sit back and watch. So these are my brother's boys. Well, one surrogate boy, the one in the white shirt isn't his directly, but He hangs around all the time. That's Wyatt. Wyatt hangs out with the boys. So two of four of Thad's boys came over to help. So that's awesome. All right, so the boys made light work of that. It's nice being able to sit back and watch teenagers do all the work. So that got the easy stuff out of the way. Dad's just truing up a little bit, taking some of these stobs off here that they're not really affecting the log one way or the other as far as holding it up or holding it down. But when we go to release this stuff, I want to have all the tension taken off of it as much as possible. So we've got two main trunks here. We got two main trunks here, and we're going to release this trunk first, and then release this trunk second. We'll do it right here at this crotch, and I think that'll be fine. We've taken all the tension off the canopy, so there shouldn't be anything that kicks back on us. Shouldn't be anything. It should just drop. We'll do a belly cut first. That way we get a clean break. It doesn't split back, and then hopefully do that clean break. And I think that'll do it. Over there in the weeds. That way I'll touch it in a couple of weeks. Be sure to manhandle my tractor steering wheel too. Ooh, that makes me itch. Yeah, I think it's growing up and around that yoke. It's no yoke. Probably going to have to push that down, Dad, and yeah, that was fun. Gracious. Hateful stuff. Gun it a little bit so it pulls the log up on the arch. Gun it, accelerate a little bit so it pulls the log up on the arch. That's the point, to get it out of the ground. Yeah. Zip it, punch it, come on, punch it. There you go. Too much. Come back up a little bit. All right, whoa, straight on. Not gonna do it.
Step over that poison ivy.
It's stuff like.
That's poison ivy?
Yeah.
It's what you just moved.
That one you threw in.
You wanna drive pole?
We have that one. I think that's the size I need right there. All right, where's Cameron in the chain? Cam, drag that chain down if you would.
You don't need this?
I don't need that one. That's all right. Thank you.
Or do you need it?
There's one in the grandpa. Throw it down right here. How much of this is poison ivy? Oh, it's all poison ivy. Everything in the world is poison ivy. The poison ivy world is moving. Ow. That was with my floor.
Yeah, you could tell dog that my room bill.
Probably how I got
Please, did another one.
Once you bring a tractor out, let's hitch up to that. Cameron, if you see this thing start to move, yell as loud as you can, okay?
All right.
Throw something at him. Don't throw something at me because you won't hit me. Keep going. What's he saying?
Keep going.
Keep going. Oh, keep going. So fast forward about a week and a half is when I'm shooting this update now. And in summary, I could not have done this. Well, I could have done it, but it would have taken a week or more to do it by myself had it not been for my folks coming down, which is just awesome. Yeah, as I always say, it's just so cool to have my parents still active and healthy at the age they are, the age that I am. Just awesome to still be able to get their wisdom and help. Both of my boys, they were both off work, so they were able to help. And then my brother Thad sent two of his boys over and their best friends. So those 5 young men total really helped bang out a lot of this stuff. They kept the wood chipper going and allowed me to focus on helping Dad and us taking down some of this bigger stuff. So what did we get out of this? Well, we got a full trailer load of wood chips and probably a third of another load that we piled up here. A lot of that has had the leaves in it, which will be good. It'll break down quicker, get that compost heat going. Those will probably go to the chickens. That's where the next step, that's the next area that needs wood chips the most. So I'll probably take that up to our chicken church area and replenish the wood chips there because they've broken down most of the ones we have into compost. Decent little stack of firewood. Again, we don't burn a lot of firewood, but working on changing that. So be able to have that. We'll get that split up and seasoned. These are the 2 butt logs. So this first one I thought maybe was going to be too big for the mill, but it's actually 24-inch diameter. So that is just right at what I feel comfortable trying to put on that mill. The trick will be, of course, lifting it up there. So we'll detail that when we get to it. But this one, this butt log should be pretty good. It had this one branch here that is going to be an inclusion, so it's not going to be like veneer quality, and it did split. When I cut it, it did get a bit of a split in it, so we'll see how much that affects it. And I'm afraid that since it was here, the old farmhouse used to sit just where the other side of my trailer is. I'm afraid that that's going to have some metal in it. In fact, I think it was this tree, when we first bought the property 25 years ago, that it had this limb here, had a big pulley hanging off of it. So they may have been using it for various things. So it may have metal in it. We'll see. The next log has some pretty good branches in it, and it got a really big split. And then the other 2 that the boys drug up already to the barn, they're really funky. So it'll be one of those things, if we mill it, maybe some slab wood if we're going to do that. Not sure. Another thing I got out of it was obviously a rocking case of poison ivy. You can see in this picture here, that was just the left arm. That was the only thing I wanted to take a picture of and share with you because I got it in other areas that made you think that I was probably doing this in the nude. So that's the problem I have with poison ivy, even though I wash my hands thoroughly, shower, rinse, you put all the stuff on it, that's just secondary contact. So if Dad touched something on the steering wheel of my tractor and I touched it after,
that urushiol oil for me it's just so potent. It transfers so fast. So I've since it's been a week, almost a week and a half, it's pretty much dried up. I've got this pretty much taken care of. The areas right around in this area still a little bit of an issue, but makes for the day, keeps the day from getting boring. So it was really good that we cleaned up the log. Obviously, no brainer that needed to be cleaned up, but really good that I was able to get the butt log out of there. I was a little worried that we weren't going to be able to, or be in a situation where it was just unsafe because that root ball continued to come over. But it was blocking my creek. We already had, you can see this debris here, we'd had a heavy rainstorm after the tree had fallen, and it created a dam here, and actually water breached and went down the middle of my meadow instead of staying in the culvert. So be able to get that out of there, really big deal. The stump, since it's not blocking the creek now, I think I'm just going to leave it. Any high water we get will continue to undercut, but the pigs, if you can tell, the pigs have been kind of underneath here enjoying the shade, so I'm just going to let them continue to do that. My props are still underneath that stump, so maybe that'll hold it. But a lot of rock came away with that, and then behind this root ball is just a sheer rock face. So that's the driveway there. And so that rock face is exposed. We have a little bit of slipping with some of the rest of the dirt settling in. But if I can leave this root ball here as long as possible, I think any of that slipping will just settle right in behind it. So I kind of like that being there as a barricade, even almost like a high wall to hold that dirt in place. So we'll see how that goes. If all else fails, then I'll have to come in and do some sort of slip mitigation. Somewhere in here is my electric fence. It should be right here somewhere, but I don't see it. I don't know if we may have broken it when we, yep, here it is. We did break it. And there's a broken off fence post. So I'll have to splice that. The pigs are still in this area, but they don't venture out. They're happy with where they are. So we'll get that repaired at some point. You know, it's really great having the tools and the manpower, the help you need to take on a task like this. This would have been multiple $1,000s to have professionals come in and clean it up for me. But with having the Frontier chipper, man, that thing blasted through that entire treetop, no problems at all. Created tons of chips for us that we can use. Having the Norwood material handling, so the log skidder, be able to easily get these logs up to the mill. Like I said, the boys already had taken 2, and then even you saw us using the grapple. We could not lift that log off the bank with the tractor by itself. Tried to push it from the side to break it loose, tried to pick it up to pull it out, couldn't do it. But just putting that grapple on the face of it allowed us to pull that thing right out of there. Super easy. So it was, so it's just nice having those tools at our disposal. So we, of course, will document when we put those logs on the mill, what we get out of them, what metal we hit, all that type of stuff. That should be coming up soon. Really excited that this heat wave that we're having is about to break. In fact, I think today is the last day of it. And it's just been, it's been brutal. And the older I get, the more the heat affects me. Mom always said I was very susceptible to heat as a young child. I'd break out as an infant, and my face would break out, and I'd get rash and everything from the heat when they were down in Florida. So I think that's still an issue with me. So I'm excited for that to break, allow me to get more outside work done. You saw in the footage here just how sweat soaked I was, and good sweat doesn't hurt anybody, but man, that hot sun just takes it out of me. But we'll be sure to document everything as we get it going. Appreciate you guys watching. Pray you have a great week. Take care. All right, Timber, sit the hill. Come on. This side. Boy. How did you get muddy feet? It's not even muddy. And why did you hit the step in my seat?